Tourism has often been misunderstood as an elitist activity without realizing its economic, social, and civilization significance. Traveling from one place to another for the purpose of pilgrimage, pleasure, experience, education, and business is not just the exclusive privilege of any class of society, but a universal phenomenon. Tourism actually brings together people of different cultures and regions and fosters better mutual understanding. Amidst all the tensions that we see across the world between countries, we must realize that ultimately the larger section of the global community wants harmony, and tourism definitely unites us all. Let me elaborate this by sharing a simple analogy. Picture this. You are moved into a new apartment and your neighbor invites you over a cup of tea. The first tea is the beginning of a bond that will go on to have a lifelong memories attached to it. Gradually, your friendship matures and you start celebrating festivals and special occasions together, exchanging gifts, sharing joys and sorrows. The kids spend their childhood with each other and eventually you develop a strong relationship like family. Now extend the same phenomena to picture two individuals from two different countries. If people from different countries establish such bonds with each other over a period, it will play a pivotal role in creating strong positive linkages between nations. Through such connections, people will begin to understand, appreciate, and respect each other's cultures, values, and beliefs. Experiencing different ways of life, discovering new food and customs, and visiting cultural sites have become leading motivations for travel, and as a result, a crucial source of revenue and job creation, particularly for developing countries. Income from tourism is often redirected towards the safeguarding of these sites and even the revitalization of cultures. Tourism activities should be conducted in harmony with the attributes and traditions of the host regions and countries and in respect for their laws, practices, and customs, making it beneficially for host countries and communities as well as for tourists. In this context, I strongly believe that if there is any destination in the world which offers the widest choice to tourism, it is India. Atithi Devo Bhava is the most famous saying that means guests are like God, and it is the spirit of Indian tradition and culture when they welcome their guests. Also, nature tourism, culture tourism, exotic tourism, adventure tourism, and spiritual tourism, we have everything in India to cater to the diverse preferences of domestic and international tourists. As the world faces the devastating consequences of COVID-19 pandemic, the tourism sector is among those affected most severely. Travel is down, fare is up, and the future is uncertain. Tourism is an essential pillar of the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development. The livelihoods of many depend on it, especially women and particularly in the world's most vulnerable countries, including small island developing states and least developed countries. Moreover, in many parts of the world, the protection of biodiversity relies heavily on the tourist sector, from conservation to the revenue generation by those efforts. Tourism can be a platform for overcoming the pandemic. By bringing people together, tourism can promote solidarity and trust, a crucial ingredient in advancing the global cooperation that is so urgently needed at this time. It's time governments starts considering tourism as a priority sector and starts working towards promoting and easing it, albeit without compromising on safety and security. When countries invest in building a robust tourism infrastructure, it creates livelihood for the locals. Remember, nothing makes a better and more lasting impression on a tourist than a courteous, friendly, and helpful approach. A tourist who goes back with a happy memory advertises the cause of tourism in that country far better than anything else we can think of. Every time we travel, for whatever reason, we are a part of a global movement. A movement that has the power to drive inclusive development, create jobs, and build the sustainable societies we want for our future. A movement that builds mutual understanding and can help us safeguard our shared natural and cultural heritage. That is what we should aspire for, making connections easy and building bridges, not boundaries.